Sure, that's actually what's happening. All right, it is 5 o'clock, so I will call this meeting of the Finance and Personnel Committee to order. On the roll call, Alder Backley. Here. Alder Flicky-Paneski.
Here.
Alder Perella. Here. Alder Feldy. Alder Feldy is excused. Alder Mitchell is here. We have a quorum. Will you all please stand and join me in the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, then barring any objections, we'll jump over introductions today and go on to item number 5, which is approval of the minutes from our February 28th meeting. Any discussion on the minutes? If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, the motion passes. Then on to the main event area, item number 6, which is Report of Officer number 107 of 2122. Submitting a claim from Progressive for alleged damages to their insured's vehicle when it was struck by a City of Sheboygan vehicle on Calumet Drive. And our attorney's office was not able to make it. I have comments, but would you like to take?
I just want to make sure the committee saw the comments. So Chuck, Attorney Adams did say that this matter should be held in committee. We did make an offer to pay a portion of this claim, but it has not yet been accepted.
Thank you.
I move to hold.
Second.
Hold until the next meeting.
Hold until the next meeting, yes.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? And seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. Next up is item number 7, which is RO number 113 of 2122. Submitting a notice of claim from Patrick A. Gillette for alleged damages with regard to alleged misconduct by city employees.
This again is a comment from the city's attorney's office. This matter may be recommended for filing by council. The claim was denied under the authority you delegated to the administrator. All matters pending in court related to this claim have been dismissed by Judge Bastille. Gillette has threatened further litigation, but none is thus far forthcoming.
Thank you. Questions or comments? I suppose a little difficult without the attorney's office here, but if not, we'll be looking for a motion to recommend filing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. Item number 8 is resolution number 148 of 2122. A resolution authorizing the finance director to enter into a contract with Tyler Technologies for Tyler payments.
Thank you. This contract is exactly that, so we can accept credit card and e-check payments online through Tyler Technologies. That is who runs Munis. So this will encourage people to use those online platforms, but also make it easier on finance and other department staff to have it integrate right to the finance modules in the software.
Alder Flicky-Paneski.
Yeah, is the, are the modules up and running that this will integrate to?
So we do have the receipting available and up in Munis. There is a cashiering module that we are looking into possibly doing in the future, which will make it a little easier, I guess, to actually put some of those receipts through. But as it stands right now, we will be able to pull these transactions right into the Munis software.
So a person puts their credit card in, you pull it out, and it goes into Munis for your
Correct.
database.
Yeah, they talk to each other, and so it actually is not data entry, it's more pulling that information right from their database.
Okay, thank you.
Administrator Wolf?
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to point out that this is a big step for the city in accepting credit cards. We do want to get to the second phase, hopefully, which is the cashiering piece. But this does affect, the police department, municipal court, DPW, code enforcement, and planning. So this is actually integrating everything. So it's really pulling things together and taking us to that next level, which is very important. Again, moving the city forward with the technologies that we have at our available to us.
Thank you. Alder Perella?
I was wondering, the fee schedule is for payers, for the use of credit card and debit card, I assume.
Correct.
Is the same as right now, or there is a change in what they pay to pay?
There is a slight difference, but I would say they are pretty much in line with one another, the negotiated fees that we're going to see.
So payers will be charged even if they pay by debit card?
Correct.
And why is that? Because sometimes, often if they pay just ACH out of a debit, there is no fee with that.
So if you actually put in your account information, so have it an e-check version, that actually runs slightly different than a credit card. Credit card and debit cards actually run very similarly through the system. So because it's going through using those Visa, MasterCard, those big names that run credit cards, though it's a debit card, it will still cost that same amount. If you use the e-check option, you're taking out that middle person or the company, I guess, for that processing, and it's just really through us, the bank, and then Tyler Payments is the middle person. It's not adding additional companies in there.
Yeah, I understand those differences. It's just, I wonder if there is any room for negotiation, at least to offer one option to the payer to not be charged, because this is obviously a great tool. However, as all of us know, sometimes you don't use that tool if you are charged, right? And so if there is an option where you are not charged, such as, for example, an ACH through the debit card, that would be welcomed, and it would be a true help to payers. Although, of course, the fee is small, but still it would be welcomed. So I wonder if there is any room for negotiation there. And the other thing is, there is a place here where they say pay your electronic payment costs if passing transaction costs to the payer. And I don't understand why they say if.
We have opted into the option where the convenience fee is passed on to the users of the card. The city could take those fees and pay them ourselves, but it's kind of a balance, because if we're going to do that, we're going to have to make up those fees somewhere else, which may in turn increase the cost of the service we're providing.
And that is also the reason I was thinking maybe there is room for negotiation on the ACH debit card fee. If you don't, I don't know that they would charge you as the middleman also for that ACH debit card, and if there is anything that can be done there.
I do know that Administrator Wolf and Director Bushman worked with Munis on negotiating these fees, so if they have anything to add, I can have them jump in.
I believe I just lost my, oh, wait, no, we're back.
Thank you, Chair. Eric and I negotiated with Tyler Munis significantly to get to the fee base that we're at right now. When we do look at expanding services, it's easier to somewhat negotiate, but the majority of these fees are locked in by, as Director Krieger had said, when you talk Visa and MasterCard, they're either going to get it from the person using the credit card, or they're going to get it from the group that is having the credit card, like us, the municipality. If we're going to pay for it, then that's going to be an additional cost, as Caitlin had stated. We basically are saying that the credit card, the people using credit cards do know how much the fees are because they're using them on a day-to-day basis, and these fees have been reduced significantly And again, it's a service, so if they don't want to use it, they don't have to. It's just basically another option for them. If they want to pay via check or cash, I'm sure they can still do that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So the e-checking is still an option, right?
Correct.
Okay, and that is to no cost.
There is a cost, but I believe it's a flat rate and it's much less.
What is that?
I don't remember the cost off the top of my head, but it's significantly lower than a credit card percentage would be.
I assume it is the e-check, which is $195 per transaction. There is no percentage.
It would be, I think that is a flat fee, so
Flat fee of $195 per e-check,
Correct.
whereas the credit card or debit card is a minimum 1.5, and then there is 3.95%.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve on this one.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, then seeing no further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes.
Oh. Yep, may I? Yeah, okay. I assume following up, I apologize, I didn't do this before the vote. Following up on Alder Perella's observations, we will inform the people who are using either of any of those processes what the fees are before they use the process.
Yes, it's clearly stated on at least the finance department's website where it takes you to actually pay. It has multiple places throughout the process that tells you the fee as well before you hit checkout or submit.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, then moving on to item number 9.
Thank you, Chair.
Resolution number 153 of 2122, a resolution awarding the sale of $2,215,000 worth of general obligation promissory notes, Series 2022A.
Thank you. At the last meeting, we had the authorization resolution that went through. Today, it is for awarding the sale. We did send out an email earlier that there may need to be a meeting next Monday ahead of council with the final sale results, because the sale actually will not occur until Monday. But I will let you know that we did have the ratings call this morning with Moody's, and we'll have those results on Friday. And we also did publish the preliminary official statement today as well. So we are on track for Monday for the sale.
Questions or comments? Alder Perella?
And I'm just curious about this. I looked for more information. I wanted to understand how it works. And I actually, I reached out to you too to understand it, but then I had a couple more questions. So shouldn't there be a price of so how much does is the city going to pay in 8 years? So what's the actual price for these promissory notes?
Sure, bear with me a moment. As of today, because the sale is not finalized, we don't have the actual interest cost or even the payment schedule finalized yet. We have what we call the preliminary official statement, which shows kind of the ask from the city, but the different brokers and different firms that are looking to purchase these bonds will actually determine and give us an offer of what they're willing to pay and have those payments be. So at this moment, I can't give you exact figures, but I could tell you what the official statement has.
Yeah. And I would be curious about that. It is just one lump sum? Yes, can you please share those with us? Bear with me.
And I can email this to you as well, but it looks like, so from, the bond will be, or the notes will be available, or principal payments will be available starting in 2023, and that's at $270,000, and they will end in 2032. They do range from $100,000 to $330,000 for the principal each year that we're paying. And I do know that we structured in a way so that our debt levy every year can be as firm and as kind of stable as we can for taxpayers. And it looks like, just looking to see, they do have minimum and maximum bids on here, so we're asking for the 2.215 million, and minimum bid could come in at estimated 2.19 million, or go as high as 2.3, and that depends on interest costs and everything like that. So I don't have firm numbers for you, it's really just the estimates based on our financial advisors at this time, but I can forward this to you as well if you'd be interested.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to understand if there was already so if it is, the promissory note is structured in a way that the money we will need to pay, I mean, is percentage calculated on the percentage that we put there, or it's the final that we are going to want to obtain out of it? I don't know how that works.
So the interest rate will be determined through these bids that we'll get on Monday for the final sale. And that'll give us a true interest cost based on all of the fees, everything that goes into the bonds. And then we'll have a true schedule of showing all the payments and how that interest is calculated out.
And if I can just jump in, on Monday, once it goes through the bidding process, we will have to have an emergency finance and personnel meeting. This is something that we do every year. So we will have to have a finance and personnel meeting before council next week, because we will be receiving the information on Monday on how it actually closed out. So what the percentages were, we'll actually have the updated information. We'll bring that to finance and personnel for you to review, approve, hopefully, and then send that to council so that Monday in council will be able to approve it and close it out completely. Correct?
Correct.
We get to have a finance meeting, not have to.
We get to, and we have to.
Also that, yes. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you.
If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve on this one.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, then seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. Next up, we are on item number 10, which is resolution number 154 of 2122. A resolution authorizing the appropriate city officials to remove certain 2020 tax rule, uncollected delinquent personal property taxes from the city of Sheboygan's general ledger.
Great, thank you. So each year, the city has an opportunity to write off closed or inactive accounts for personal property, which is business tax, for those operating within the city limits. By doing this, we actually can charge back the other taxing jurisdictions because we have made them whole already, and then we continue to collect and try to collect these funds. So we gave them their money already, and now we have determined that we are not going to be able to collect these funds. So by writing off our portion of this tax, we are also going to then bill the county, school district, technical college for their portion of those bills as well. So this makes us a little more whole, but we are still writing off that approximately $7,700.
Questions or comments? Alder Flicky-Paneski.
Is this something that we're going to do every year on a rolling basis?
Correct. By state statute, we actually have to have it billed by April 1st. So every March is when I'll be bringing this forward.
And there's a statute of limitations for how long we have to keep it open?
Well, and it actually tells you exactly what tax year it has to be too. So if it closes after this April 1st deadline, we will not be able to go back. Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other comments? Alder Perrella.
How are we actually, what are the actions that we are actually taking to collect this money?
Sure, so we have started sending out statements and doing a little more collection on the finance side, but we also are going to be starting to work with a municipal debt collector. We just got the RFP results back from that, and so you will see that award coming in the next few weeks once finance gets through our review of those submittals. So finance will do several statements, and then we'll be sending it to debt collections as soon as we have deemed that we are not getting anywhere with them.
So you send them those for collection afterwards?
Correct, we try first. Once these are written off, we could still potentially go and look for the businesses, but they are deemed out of business.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So basically by writing them off, we basically say we are not going to be able to collect them no matter what. And the reason I'm asking is because I noticed that one of these businesses, as far as I know, is still active. So I was wondering, why are we writing off if at least one business, I know this is still in existence. So why we are writing it off if the business is still in existence?
Sure, so I will say that we have the ability to still collect even though we're writing it off. The biggest thing is that our financials are showing that we do not believe that they're collectible, so then we're not having that receivable on our books where we think we have more money coming than we do. So that's a big financial piece of it. But if there is a business on the list that you know is open, they have told the assessor's office that they are not. So that's where we got the inactive or closed business list from. And so we will follow up with them.
Right, so you will still try to collect, basically?
We will try.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to add that this is something that should be coming to the finance and personnel on a regular basis, as Caitlin had stated. It has not been coming on a regular basis, and if you recall, I believe it was last year, Caitlin, that we did a huge write-off, trying to clean things up because we had it on our books, basically, that this money was coming, and it was not. So it's good that we're following up on an annual basis, like Caitlin had said.
Any other comments? If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve.
Move to approve?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, the motion passes. Next up is resolution number 155 of 2122, a resolution extending the life of tax incremental financing district number 6 for 1 year to fund affordable housing programs and projects within the city of Sheboygan. And if there are no objections, I'd like to take items 11 through 16 together because they are all the same general concept, just TID 6, 10, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Seeing no objection, we'll move forward with that. Are there any questions? If not, any comments? Alder Flicky-Panaski.
I am assuming that this is what we heard Ehlers talk to us about at our common council meeting.
That is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
and all of the information about TIFs and TIDs and how we have to close them and open them.
That is correct.
Okay.
And this is a really good thing. We did it with TID 11, if you recall. We closed it, we kept it open one additional year to put monies into the housing fund.
Right.
And we're gonna do the same thing with the respective TIDs 6, 10, 12, 13, 14, and 15. TID 6 was the largest one of the 6. And again, we're looking, this is part of the fiscal strategic planning, 5-year planning process that Caitlin and I are working with Ehlers on. And this is the first piece where we're eliminating or closing 6 of them, holding them open for 1 additional year to put upwards of $3.9 million into a housing, affordable housing fund. Correct me if I'm wrong, Caitlin.
You're correct.
Any other comments on these items? If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve on 11 through 16.
I move to approve 11 through 16.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second then. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. With that, we get to jump up to item number 17, which is resolution number 161 of 2122, a resolution confirming the exercise of police power and making an assessment for the benefited properties against which assessments are proposed for Parking Assessment District 1. And again, I'd like to take items 17 through 20 together because these are also all the same, just districts 1, 2, 4, and 5 respectively. And again, seeing no objections, we'll move forward with that. Do we have any questions or comments? Elder Flicky-Beneski?
Why do we have police powers on parking lots? Talk to me about police power. That sounds so onerous.
You're throwing something at me that I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's something in the state statutes, but without Chuck here, I cannot answer that question. I can follow up though and let you know.
It would just, I'm a little curious because it again sounds so onerous when we're just trying to do parking assessments. I would appreciate that.
No problem.
Any other comments on these items? Elder Perella?
Are these all the parking districts that we have?
No, they're not, they are not.
Are the other ones going to be assessed later?
I believe that we do assess them on a regular basis.
So not all at once, we assess them, because there are a few missing. I don't know how many we have altogether as far as districts. I mean, these are parking districts. I assume they are not the same as the regular districts in the city? And
That is
forgive me.
correct.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I don't know how many they are, but I can see that there are some numbers that are not there.
Correct. These are 4 pad parking assessment districts, 1, 2, 4, and 5. And we do have additional ones, but I do not have the information in front of me on how many there are and what the timing is for their reassessment.
But they will be.
Yes.
They always are, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it's like either ordinance that we actually have to review them on an annual basis.
Thank you, both.
Any other comments, questions? If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve. And again, this is for 17 through 20.
Motion to approve, I move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. Last up, we have item number 21, which I do believe is a record for this committee year. Resolution number 166 of 2122, a resolution approving the Green Tier Legacy Communities 2021 Annual Sustainability Report and directing that document to be submitted to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. Would anybody like to speak to this one? I will note that the City Attorney's Office noted that they reviewed the resolution in all related manners and are recommending it for adoption. And if there are no questions or comments, we'll be looking for a motion to approve. Question?
I do actually have a question, and it's fine if there is no answer tonight, but I was wondering if we actually got, if we were able to access grants as a city through the Green Tier Charter.
Yes. I believe we are.
Unfortunately, I do not have any information on this to be able to answer your question, so I apologize.
Thank you.
have any other questions or comments? I know this one's a bit difficult without having, go ahead.
I have seen one hard copy of this report, and I would request that all alders be emailed a copy of this particular report.
We will take care of that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? If not, we'll be looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second, then seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. With that, we are to item number 22, just noting our next meeting is on March 28th, except for, as discussed before, we get to have one before then. And with that, we'll be looking for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye, the ayes have it, the motion passes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. I want a hard copy of that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do
I
we actually
appreciate that.
have hard copies?
Huh?
Do we have hard copies of
No, I
those?
have to.
No, don't print it